The desert wind carried whispers of sand across the isolated research facility as Dr. Elena Vasquez finished her evening data analysis. Her fingers moved across the holographic display, documenting the day's atmospheric readings from the remote outpost. The facility sat like a lonely beacon in the vast expanse, chosen specifically for its distance from civilization and its clear view of the night sky. Elena had volunteered for this assignment 3 months ago, drawn by the promise of uninterrupted research in the solitude that came with studying Earth's upper atmosphere. At 32, she had already made significant contributions to xenobiology, though her theories about extraterrestrial life often raised eyebrows among her more conservative colleagues. The silence of the desert night was broken by a low, harmonic hum that seemed to vibrate through the ground itself. Elena looked up from her work, her dark eyes scanning the star-filled sky. The sound grew stronger, more distinct, unlike anything she had heard before. It wasn't mechanical or harsh, but rather melodic, almost organic in its rhythm. A soft glow appeared on the horizon, growing brighter as it approached. Elena stepped outside, her heart racing with a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. The object moved with fluid grace, its surface reflecting the starlight like liquid mercury. As it descended, she could see it was clearly not of human origin. The craft was beautiful in its simplicity, smooth curves that seemed to flow like water frozen in time. The vessel settled gently onto the desert floor, its landing so quiet that Elena wondered if she had imagined the entire encounter. Steam rose from its base, creating ethereal patterns in the cool night air. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then, with a sound like a gentle sigh, an opening appeared in the craft's side. A figure emerged, and Elena's breath caught in her throat. The being was unmistakably feminine, though clearly not human. Her skin held a soft luminescence that seemed to come from within, casting a gentle glow in the darkness. Her hair flowed like silk, shifting between shades of deep blue and silver as she moved. When she turned toward Elena, her eyes held a warmth that seemed almost human, yet carried depths that spoke of worlds beyond imagination. The alien woman approached slowly, her movements graceful and deliberate. She was tall, perhaps Elena's height, with features that were both exotic and strangely familiar. When she spoke, her voice carried the same melodic quality as her ship's arrival. "Dr. Elena Vasquez," she said, pronouncing each syllable with careful precision. "I am Zara of the Celestial Collective. I have traveled far to meet you." Elena found her voice, though it came out more breathless than she intended. "You know my name. You've been watching me." Zara nodded, a gesture that seemed surprisingly human. "Not watching, studying. Your research, your theories about life beyond Earth, your openness to possibilities that others dismiss. These qualities make you unique among your species. What do you want from me?" Elena asked, though her scientific curiosity was already overriding her caution. "I come seeking knowledge," Zara replied, stepping closer. "My people have mastered many aspects of existence, but there is one area where we remain incomplete. We create life through technological means, but we have lost something your species possesses: the connection between emotion, physical intimacy, and the creation of life. We reproduce, but we do not experience the bonds that make it meaningful." Elena felt a flush of understanding mixed with surprise. "You're talking about love, about human sexuality and emotional connection." "Yes," Zara said simply. "These concepts exist in our historical records, but they are distant memories. We have become efficient but cold. I was chosen to study your species because I am different. From my people, I still feel echoes of what we once were." The night air seemed to grow warmer as they stood facing each other. Elena could see sincerity in Zara's luminous eyes, along with something else that made her pulse quicken. There was a vulnerability there, a longing that transcended species. "Why me specifically?" Elena asked. "Because you understand that connection transcends biology," Zara replied. "Your research shows that life is more than just genetic material and chemical reactions. You believe in the power of emotion, of choice, of bonds that form between conscious beings. I need to learn from someone who truly understands these concepts." Elena looked at this beautiful alien woman standing before her, asking for something so intimate and personal. The scientist in her was fascinated by the implications, but something deeper stirred within her as well. There was something about Zara's presence that felt magnetic, drawing her in despite the impossibility of the situation. "This isn't exactly the kind of research I'm equipped for," Elena said, though she made no move to step away. "I do not ask for clinical observation," Zara said, her voice growing softer. "I ask for experience, to understand what it means to form a bond, to feel desire, to create intimacy with another being. My people need this knowledge to reclaim what we have lost." The desert stretched endlessly around them, but Elena felt as though the universe had suddenly contracted to this single moment, this impossible encounter. She looked into Zara's eyes and saw not just alien curiosity, but something that might have been hope. "How long do you need?" Elena asked. "As long as it takes," Zara replied. "Time moves differently for my people. What matters is understanding, not duration." Elena nodded slowly, feeling as though she was crossing a threshold into unknown territory. "Then stay. We'll figure this out together." Zara's expression brightened, and for the first time, Elena saw her smile. It was radiant, transforming her already beautiful features into something that took Elena's breath away. In that moment, she realized that this encounter would change both of their lives in ways neither could yet imagine. The research station felt different with Zara's presence. Elena had grown accustomed to the solitude, but now the space seemed alive with new possibilities. She had prepared a small guest area, though she wasn't sure if Zara would need traditional human comforts. As it turned out, the alien woman was curious about everything, from the texture of the fabric blankets to the way steam rose from a cup of hot tea. They sat across from each other at Elena's small dining table, the morning sun casting long shadows through the windows. Zara had accepted the tea, but seemed more interested in observing Elena drink hers than consuming it herself. "Your people," Elena began. "Tell me about how you create life." Zara's luminous eyes grew distant. "We have laboratories where genetic material is combined with precision. The process is scientific, calculated, efficient. The resulting offspring are placed in growth chambers until they reach maturity. There is no physical contact, no emotional bond between the creators, no families, no parents. These are concepts we understand intellectually, but no longer experience," Zara explained. "We have caregivers who provide education and necessary resources, but the deep connections you call love, the desire to protect and nurture because of emotional attachment, these have faded from our society." Elena leaned forward, intrigued. "But you're different. You said you still feel echoes of what your people once were." A soft glow seemed to emanate from Zara's skin as she spoke. "I have dreams which my people consider an abnormality. In these dreams, I experience sensations and emotions that have no place in our current existence. I feel longing, curiosity about touch, wonder about what it means to choose another being for companionship rather than mere biological function. That's why you were chosen for this mission?" "I volunteered," Zara said, her voice carrying a note of determination. "The Council of Elders believes that understanding human reproduction could help us reclaim our lost capacity for emotional connection. But they see it as a clinical study. I believe it requires something more personal." Elena felt a warmth spreading through her chest. "You're talking about actually experiencing human intimacy, not just observing it." Yes, Zara said, meeting Elena's eyes directly. I need to understand what it feels like to desire another being, to be desired in return, to experience the physical and emotional connection that leads to the creation of life. My people need this knowledge, but it cannot be gained through distant observation. The implications of what Zara was suggesting settled over Elena like a gentle weight. She was being asked to be more than a research subject or an observer. She was being asked to be a partner in something that neither of them fully understood. This is highly unconventional, Elena said, though she found herself drawn to the idea rather than repelled by it. All significant discoveries require unconventional approaches, Zara replied. You became a xenobiologist because you believe in exploring the unknown. I am asking you to explore something that could benefit both our species. Elena studied Zara's face, looking for any sign of deception or manipulation. Instead, she found only sincerity and something that might have been hope. There was also something else, a subtle tension in the air between them that Elena was beginning to recognize as attraction. How would this work? Elena asked. I mean, practically speaking. We would need to spend time together to develop trust and understanding, Zara said. You would teach me about human emotion, about the gradual building of desire and connection. I would learn to experience these feelings myself, to understand what drives humans to seek intimate bonds. And physically? Zara's skin brightened slightly, what Elena was beginning to recognize as the alien equivalent of a blush. My people are capable of physical intimacy, though we have largely abandoned it. Our bodies are similar enough to humans that connection would be possible. But I would need to learn about touch, about the gradual progression from simple contact to deeper intimacy. Elena felt her pulse quicken. The scientific part of her mind was fascinated by the possibilities, but there was something else stirring within her as well. Zara was beautiful, alien yet familiar, and there was an attraction growing between them that transcended mere curiosity. This would be more than just research, Elena said quietly. If we're going to do this properly, if you're going to truly understand human intimacy, it would mean developing real feelings for each other. I understand, Zara said. I am prepared for that possibility. Are you? Elena looked at this luminous being who had traveled across the stars to understand something as fundamental as love and desire. The isolation of the research station had given her time to think about what she wanted from life, and she had begun to feel a longing for connection that her career had never quite fulfilled. Yes, she said finally, I am. Zara smiled, and Elena felt something shift in the air between them. It was the beginning of something neither had planned, but both were willing to explore. Where do we start? Zara asked. With simple things. Elena replied. Touch, conversation, getting to know each other as individuals rather than representatives of our species. She reached across the table and gently placed her hand over Zara's. The alien woman's skin was warm, though it carried an energy that Elena had never felt before. Zara looked down at their joined hands with wonder. This is touch, Elena said softly. This is where it begins. Zara's eyes met hers, and Elena saw something new there. Not just curiosity or scientific interest, but the first stirrings of something deeper. Something that might become desire. Days flowed into nights as Elena and Zara settled into a rhythm of discovery. The research station became their private world, a place where two beings from different stars could explore the mysteries of connection without judgment or interference. Elena found herself looking forward to each morning, wondering what new aspect of humanity Zara would want to understand. They began with simple touches, Elena guiding Zara's hand to feel the texture of different materials, the warmth of sunlight. Through the windows, the gentle pressure of a reassuring squeeze. Zara approached each sensation with the wonder of someone experiencing the world for the first time, her luminous skin brightening with each new discovery. "Your skin," Zara said one afternoon as they sat together on the small couch, "it changes. Temperature based on your emotions. When you are happy, you feel warmer." Elena smiled, aware of Zara's hand resting lightly on her arm. "It's one of the ways humans express feelings without words. We blush when we're embarrassed, grow warm when we're attracted to someone, feel cold when we're frightened." "And now?" Zara asked, her touch becoming more deliberate. "Now I feel very warm," Elena admitted, meeting Zara's gaze. Over the following days, their conversations deepened. Elena shared stories of her childhood, her dreams, her fears and aspirations. Zara listened with an intensity that made Elena feel truly heard, perhaps for the first time in her life. In return, Zara spoke of her world, of the beauty her people had achieved, and the emptiness they had created in their pursuit of perfection. "We have cities that float among the clouds," Zara said one evening as they watched the sunset from the station's observation deck. "Gardens that sing with the voices of flowers we have created. But no one stops to listen anymore. Beauty has become efficiency, and efficiency has become our prison." "Is that why you volunteered for this mission?" Elena asked. "I volunteered because I wanted to feel something real," Zara replied, "even if it meant risking everything I thought I knew about myself." Elena felt a surge of emotion that surprised her with its intensity. She was growing genuinely fond of Zara, attracted to her mind as much as her otherworldly beauty. The alien woman's quest for understanding had become something Elena wanted to be part of, not just as a teacher, but as a partner in discovery. Their first kiss happened naturally, without planning or scientific observation. They were preparing. Dinner together, Zara curious about the human ritual of sharing food. When Elena looked up to find the alien woman watching her with an expression of such tender focus that it took her breath away. "What are you thinking about?" Elena asked. "I am thinking that I understand now why humans create art," Zara said. "You move with such grace, such purpose. Every gesture tells a story of who you are." Elena felt herself moving closer, drawn by something stronger than curiosity. "And what story do you see?" "I see someone who has been lonely, but is no longer alone," Zara replied, her voice soft. "Someone who gives freely of herself, because she understands that connection requires vulnerability." Their lips met in a kiss that was gentle at first, exploratory, then deeper as they both discovered something neither had expected. Elena felt the strange energy that emanated from Zara's skin, while Zara experienced the warmth and urgency of human desire. When they separated, both were breathing heavily. Zara's skin glowed brighter, and Elena could see wonder in her luminous eyes. "That was my first kiss," Zara said. "How did it feel?" Elena asked. "Like coming home to a place I had never been," Zara replied. The nights that followed were filled with careful exploration and growing desire. Elena taught Zara about the patience required for true intimacy, the way desire could build slowly through glances, touches, and shared vulnerability. Zara proved to be an eager student, but Elena soon realized that she was learning as much as she was teaching. "Your people," Elena said one night as they lay together on the couch, Zara's head resting on her shoulder. "They're missing something incredible." "They are afraid," Zara replied. "Emotion makes one vulnerable. Physical desire can cloud judgment. They believe that by removing these elements, they have become stronger." "But they've become incomplete," Elena said, running her fingers through Zara's silken hair. "Yes," Zara agreed. "They have gained efficiency, but lost their souls." Elena felt Zara's hand tracing patterns on her skin, each touch sending small thrills through her body. The alien woman was learning to be deliberate with her caresses, understanding that anticipation was as important as fulfillment. "I am beginning to understand," Zara said, her voice carrying new depths, Why humans say that love is worth any risk. This feeling, this connection we are building, it makes everything else seem less important. Is that frightening? Elena asked. Terrifying, Zara admitted, and wonderful. Elena turned to face her, seeing her own growing feelings reflected in Zara's glowing eyes. What had begun as an unusual research project was becoming something neither had planned for, but both were beginning to need. We're falling in love, Elena said softly. Is that what this is? Zara asked, though her smile suggested she already knew the answer. Yes, Elena replied. That's exactly what this is. The transformation in Zara became more pronounced as the weeks passed. Her skin took on new depths of luminescence, cycling through subtle colors that seemed to reflect her emotional state. Elena learned to read these changes like a map of Zara's inner world, understanding that deep blue meant contentment, while silver indicated curiosity and soft gold suggested desire. I am changing, Zara said one morning, examining her reflection in the bathroom mirror. My people would not recognize me now. Elena stood behind her, their eyes meeting in the reflection. How do you feel about that? Free, Zara said simply. For the first time in my existence, I feel like I am becoming who I was meant to be. Their physical relationship had progressed naturally, each step taken with careful consideration and mutual desire. Elena had been surprised by how compatible they were, despite their different origins. Zara's body responded to touch with an intensity that spoke of long-suppressed needs finally being acknowledged. Touch me here, Zara would whisper, guiding Elena's hands to places that brought her pleasure. I want to understand what this feeling is. Elena was patient, teaching Zara about the landscape of her own body, showing her how desire could build and crest like waves. In return, Zara's alien physiology offered Elena sensations she had never experienced before. The energy that flowed through Zara's skin created a connection between them that went beyond the merely physical. When we touch, Elena said one afternoon, as they lay entwined in the small bedroom, I can feel your emotions. Is that normal for your people? It is what we lost, Zara replied, her fingers tracing patterns on Elena's bare skin. The ability to truly connect with another being. You are helping me remember what my people once were. Their love-making was gentle at first, exploratory, but as their connection deepened, it became more passionate. Elena taught Zara about the rhythm of human desire, the way pleasure could build to overwhelming heights before cascading into satisfaction. Zara proved to be an intuitive lover, understanding that giving pleasure was as important as receiving it. I dream now, Zara said one night, her voice filled with wonder. Not just the strange dreams I had before, but dreams of us. Of futures? That might be possible. What kind of futures? Elena asked, her heart racing at the implications. A future where our peoples learn from each other? Zara replied. Where the barriers between species become less important than the connections between individuals. Where love is not seen as weakness, but as the strongest force in the universe. Elena felt tears prick her eyes. Do you think that's possible? I think, Zara said, turning to face her, that we are proving it is possible right now. Their relationship had moved beyond the physical into something deeper and more complex. They shared thoughts and dreams, fears and aspirations. Elena found herself imagining a life with Zara that extended far beyond the research station, while Zara spoke of wanting to bridge the gap between their worlds. My people will want to know what I have learned, Zara said one evening as they prepared dinner together. They will want me to return with data, with clinical observations about human reproduction and emotional bonding. And what will you tell them? Elena asked, though she feared the answer. I will tell them that love cannot be studied from a distance. Zara replied that it must be lived, experienced, risked. I will tell them that what we have accomplished here is not just scientific discovery, but personal transformation. Elena felt a surge of hope mixed with anxiety. Will they understand? Some will, Zara said. Others will see what we have done as contamination, as evidence that I have been compromised by human emotion. But I believe that once they experience what we have experienced, they will understand that we have found something precious. Their conversations often turn to the future, to the possibilities and challenges that lay ahead. Elena had never imagined that she would fall in love with an alien being. But now she could not imagine her life without Zara. The isolation of the research station had become a sanctuary where they could explore not just physical intimacy, but emotional connection. I want to show you something, Zara said one night, leading Elena outside to look at the stars. That constellation there, the one you call Cassiopeia. My world orbits the second star from the left. Elena looked up at the distant points of light, trying to imagine the world that had shaped Zara. It's beautiful. It is cold, Zara said. Efficient and ordered and cold. But this place, this world you have shown me, it burns with life and passion and possibility. Would you ever want to stay? Elena asked. The question tumbling out before she could stop it. Zara was quiet for a long moment, her skin cycling through colors that Elena had learned to recognize as deep thought. I have responsibilities to my people, she said finally. But I also have responsibilities to myself, to what we have created together. What are you saying? I am saying that I have discovered something worth fighting for, Zara replied, taking Elena's hand. Something worth changing everything for. Elena felt her heart soar. The future remained uncertain, but in this moment, under the vast canopy of stars, she felt that anything was possible. The morning arrived with unusual stillness, as if the desert itself was holding its breath. Elena woke to find Zara already awake beside her, the alien woman's skin glowing with soft patterns that Elena had never seen before. What is it? Elena asked, immediately sensing that something had changed. My people, Zara said, her voice carrying new depths. They are coming. They will arrive within the day. Elena felt a chill despite the warmth of Zara's luminescent skin. What does that mean for us? It means we must be ready to defend what we have found, Zara replied, sitting up and facing Elena directly. They will expect me to return with data, with clinical observations. They will not understand that what we have discovered cannot be quantified or replicated in a laboratory. Elena reached for Zara's hand, feeling the familiar energy that flowed between them. Then we show them. We prove that love is not weakness, but strength. Are you certain? Zara asked, her eyes searching Elena's face. Once they know what we have done, what we have become to each other, there will be no going back for either of us. Elena thought of her old life, the solitary research, the academic conferences where she presented theories about extraterrestrial contact to skeptical colleagues. Then she looked at Zara, at this beautiful being who had transformed her understanding of what connection could mean. I've never been more certain of anything, Elena said. They spent the day preparing, not just for the arrival of Zara's people, but for the culmination of their own relationship. What had begun as scientific curiosity had become something profound and transformative. Elena understood now that she was not just helping Zara understand human emotion and intimacy, but discovering new depths within herself. Before they arrive, Zara said, her skin beginning to cycle through colors that Elena recognized as desire, I want to experience everything with you. I want to understand completely what it means to unite with another being, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Elena felt her pulse quicken. Are you sure you're ready? I have been ready since the moment I first saw you, Zara replied. I just needed to understand what I was feeling. They moved together with an urgency born of impending separation and the knowledge that this might be their last opportunity to explore their connection freely. Elena guided Zara through the final barriers of intimacy, teaching her about the surrender. That came with complete trust. "Let yourself feel everything," Elena whispered as they moved together. "Don't analyze or categorize, just experience." Zara's response was immediate and overwhelming. Her skin blazed with colors that painted the room in otherworldly hues, her body arching with pleasure as she finally understood what humans meant by ecstasy. Elena felt Zara's alien energy merge with her own, creating a connection that transcended the physical. "I can feel you," Zara gasped, her voice filled with wonder. "Not just your body, but your thoughts, your emotions. Is this what unity means?" "Yes," Elena replied, her own voice breathless with the intensity of their connection. "This is what love can become." They reached their peak together, a crescendo of sensation and emotion that left them both trembling with its intensity. In that moment, Elena understood that they had achieved something remarkable, a true bridging of two worlds through the power of love and desire. As they lay together afterward, Zara's skin gradually returning to its normal soft glow, Elena felt a deep sense of completion. Whatever happened next, they had proven that connection was possible across any distance, any difference. "My people will be here soon," Zara said, her voice carrying new strength. "They will want to know what I have learned." "And what will you tell them?" Elena asked. "I will tell them that love is not a weakness to be eliminated, but a power to be embraced," Zara replied. "That the connection between two beings can create something greater than either could achieve alone. That what we have found here is not just scientific data, but the key to reclaiming what they have lost." Elena felt a surge of pride and love for this brave being who was willing to risk everything for what they had discovered together. "And if they don't understand? Then I will stay," Zara said simply. "I will choose love over duty, connection over isolation. I will choose you." As the sun set over the desert, they saw lights approaching in the distance. 3 ships, similar to Zara's but larger, descended from the evening sky. Elena felt a mix of fear and anticipation as she realized their private world was about to be open to scrutiny. "Whatever happens," Elena said, "I want you to know that you have changed my life completely. You have shown me that love really can transcend any barrier. And you have shown me that I am more than what my people made me," Zara replied. "You have helped me discover my true self." The ships landed with the same gentle grace as Zara's arrival, and figures began to emerge. Elena could see the family resemblance, but where Zara now glowed with vibrant colors that reflected her emotional state, these beings seemed pale and diminished. "Are you ready?" Zara asked, taking Elena's hand. "Together," Elena replied, "we can face anything." They walked out to meet Zara's people, 2 beings from different worlds who had found something precious in each other. Elena knew that the future was uncertain, but she also knew that what they had discovered together was worth fighting for. Love, she had learned, was not just a human emotion, but a universal force that could bridge any gap, heal any wound, and create possibilities that neither species could achieve alone. The story of their love would become legend among both their peoples, proof that connection and understanding could triumph over fear and isolation. And as they faced the unknown, together, Elena and Zara carried within them the certainty that they had found something truly extraordinary, a love that transcended the stars themselves.